Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit, kids. Let's see. Arla, welcome in the chat. All right, so this is my winter robe. This is Synth Hefner at the Synth Manor. I've got my trusty dog hair gizmo. As you can see, I have an eye patch on. Yes, indeed. Again, Synth Hefner and Echo are one and the same, but this is my alter ego. Remember that. Anyway, I'd like to talk a little bit about the LM drum, shall we? And I'm very, very excited about this because I keep changing my tune. I keep changing my thoughts. I keep changing my ideas. And I keep changing my pre-orders. Now, I was gonna buy the Sonic Wave, the Sonic Wear, that drum machine that they came out with, and I was gonna pre-order it. And then I said, no, you know what? I'm gonna pre-order the Spice. So I ordered the Spice anyway, so that is coming. But I still have my eye on this after I saw Patch Dog's video on Behringer with the new LM drum. And I thought the video was really cool. He went in depth, and I've been waiting for this video for a while. And, you know, I do have a patch on my eye. Just give you a little heads up of what's going on with my eye. I went to the eye doctors there yesterday. I was in there for approximately 4 hours. Yeah, I was in there for 4 hours. And they did a bunch of tests, took a bunch of pictures, and really, you know, did a hard investigation on what's happening with my eye. And so they showed me a picture of what a normal retina looks like. It's weird. It's kind of like this. It's got this little dip in it. And then they showed me the side, the right eye retina, and it literally looks like this. No lie, it's all jagged and it's torn. So I have a torn retina in my right eye. They don't know how it happened. It could have happened when I was, just gonna move this in a little bit. Could have happened when I was over here, how's that? No, like that, that's good. Could have happened when I had eye surgery the first time to get rid of cataracts and get rid of, put a new lens in, and they also did LASIKs, but they won't own up to it. And this is how doctors are. And, you know, if you're a doctor, no offense, but, you know, even though this is a completely different place, they all stick up for one another. I asked some questions and I was kind of like sidetracked with other things that they were talking about. So nobody really answered me. I think it happened when they did the surgery, or it could have happened after. Sorry, I gotta fix this a little bit. There we go. Always adjusting here at the Manor. This is my winter robe, like I said. And so, because it's really cold right now, it's 18 degrees here in New England, and it's snowing off and on. So, yeah, it's winter, whatever. That's the way it is. I like it. Anyway, I like it because I'm in here and I'm nice and warm. But anyway, yeah, so that's what's happening with my eye. And I do have these adhesive patches that go over my eye. I might put some studs on it or something to make it look like, you know, it's a rock and roll eye patch. Anyway, oh, and I had some guy tell me, you know, in an EchoCraft synth car video that I say too much and whatever. Get over yourself, okay? Who cares? Stop being so analytical. Ming ya. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna have a sip of coffee, excuse me. All right. Hi, Gizmo. So anyway, let's talk about the LM drum, shall we? I'm really excited about this. So I'm just gonna actually just play some of Patch Dog's video and you guys tell me what you think. Let me turn the volume up a little bit. And here we go.
What's up, everyone? Happy New Year to all you weird and wonderful synth heads out there. Welcome to part 2 of introducing the LM drum. And today I'll be taking you through some of the main features and interface of this inspiring drum machine sampler. Coming to you live and direct, straight out of its stereo outs to give you a good idea of its raw capabilities.
So, as usual, whenever Patchdog does a video, I get gas. And I got gas again for the LM drum. And not for nothing, it is $3.99. It's a really cool drum machine. It has the sounds that I've been looking for a long time. Even though I do get a lot of the same sounds out of my TR-8S, because I can load my old samples in and stuff. But there's just something about this. And I guess, you know, I guess Mr. Lin, I guess I guess Roger got a little pissed off, or I guess he didn't give them the okay. I don't know. You know, I just want to say something, and I got to get this off my chest. I have no idea what's going on in the synth community lately. It's almost bad as the political arena. It's just crazy stuff going on. You know, there's Behringer haters and Behringer lovers, and there's teenage engineering haters and teen engineering lovers. There's teenage engineering espionage. There's Behringer espionage. Man, I'll tell you, it's almost like this double knot spy kind of thing happening right now. Remember the Double Knot Spy of Beverly Hillbillies? I never remember that. I'm old, you know. I liked Beverly Hillbillies. It was funny. But anyway, I digress. So the funny part is I just think it's really odd that all of this weird stuff is going on, man. You know, I don't know who to believe anymore. And you want to know something? I'm not going to make any more videos about shit like that. Okay? I quit when it comes to that kind of stuff. All right, I'm done. I'm gonna focus, stay in my lane. I talk about synths. I talk about music. I talk about, you know, Samurai and I have a great show that we do every other Wednesday. I love Samurai's call-in show, which is really cool. I love Oscillators and Percolators, great show that he does. I'm gonna stay in my lane with that stuff. This is the stuff I enjoy. I watch Sonic State. I watch a little bit of Weaver Beats. I watch a little bit of everybody, right? I'm not going after anybody. I'm not, because here's the thing. We don't know what the truth is about anything anymore, all right? It's so freaking bizarre, man. It's so tainted and odd, and, you know, Samurai calls it LARPing. I don't know what to call it. I call it bullshit, okay? So that is Synth Hefner, Echo Craft. We're staying on our lane. We're staying in the lane. Staying in the lane. I'm going to talk about synthesizers. Now, again, crazy stuff. And when I saw Patchdog's video, I got excited again. So let's turn back the clock a little bit here. We're going to rewind. We're going to stay on track. We're going to stay in our lane. And we're going to talk about drum machines today. Okay.
Off, let's quickly clarify a big feature that a lot of you folks were still asking about in the previous video, and that is the DACs. So each voice has its own variable sample rate DAC for a total of 16. And they all run at a bit depth of 8 to 12 bit and anywhere in between, giving those wonderfully crunchy yet smooth artifacts that you would get on vintage samplers. So no software emulation here, like lots of modern samplers tend to do, and of course software samplers inherently do. This is the real thing. Okay, so let's dive in and go.
All right. So because I love when Patchdog talks about gear, and I know, you know, he works for Behringer, so he's got to make it sound good. But the thing is I think he hits it right on the head. You know, this is the stuff that I've been looking for in a drum machine for a long time. Could never afford a Lin drum, an LM1 or an LM2. Could never afford them. So I'm really excited about this, and I know it's insane. But I'm gonna pre-order it again. And my guy at Sweetwater is gonna be like, bro, make up your mind, will you? So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit here. And just show you something really cool.
The LM1 clap, so I'll load that in for now. Okay, so still in pad mode here, let's go ahead and check out the live recording mode, which is super simple. Just hit record.
Love this, absolutely
hit
love
play.
this.
Let's put up the metronome channel, you can set the tempo, and now we can just go ahead and drum in the pattern.
Now, what I'm really excited about doing, if it's possible, I'm really excited about, I want to hook this up to my drum pads, and I want to be able to play this. I have a small Elisa's kit that I customized and made better than what it really was. And I want to play this drum machine. I want to hook this drum machine up to my pads and play it. And I know it can be done because I've done it with the TR-8S. So it's got MIDI in, MIDI out, it's got USB. I love the fact that it has individual outs for each instrument and individual volumes for each instrument. I really like this. So once again, here we go. I'm gonna pre-order it. Yeah, I'm gonna be out of work for a while. You know, Synth Hefner does work. He does have a job. You know, I have to. You know, in order to keep the ladies happy in the studio, I got to have a job. Yeah, so I feel as though, you know, this should be something I could be able to play with while I'm out. I don't know, because I was also told that this thing they're going to put in my eye, I have to stay on my side, my left side, like this. So this is going to be a challenge for me because I don't like doing things like that. I don't like doing what I'm told. That's what makes me a renegade. I've always been a rebel. Don't like when people tell me what to do, but for the sake of my eye and saving my sight, which is a serious thing, I have to do that. Sorry, I keep talking about my eye, but it's kind of on my mind and I'm a little freaked out by it. Anyway, so that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited about playing this drum machine with my pads. And I'm gonna probably play it, you know, like a drum machine as well, but I really enjoy playing the drums. I'm a drummer, I always have been, and you know, I hopefully I can get that to work. Shouldn't be that hard to route everything to each pad. Now, that being said, let's see here. Oh, and I just want to say something. Say hello to everybody in the chat. Let's see, stop it right there. I can't really see everybody in the chat because you're on my phone right now. Let me see if I can, well, if I do that, I'll get out of this video. So anyway, hi everybody in the chat. And I know Samurai and everybody's in the chat. I've seen him pop in and out a little bit on the screen right now. But I just wanted to say hello and thank you for joining me. And let's go back to the video, shall we?
So self-explanatory here. Hit solo, and we can solo channels by pressing the voice selects. And if you want to clear the solos in one go, instead of having to repress each button, just...
Well, Gizmo was sleeping, but now he's awake. Yo, Gizzy, come here. Come on. Anyway, so what he's in live mode right now, which is really cool, live jam mode right now. And I just think it's really cool because you can do that. The other thing I want to zoom in on right here is the screen. Okay, the screen looks a little, let me just fix this, hang on. The screen looks a little like a DeepMind 12 screen, which is I'm kind of freaked out by. Yeah, so, you know, I have my board of directors keeps texting me here. Gentlemen, if you would just stop texting during this segment, please, to get you off my screen. But yeah, I noticed that it's like a DeepMind 12 screen, and that kind of worries me because the DeepMind 12 screen on my DeepMind 12 is kind of messed up. So it still looks fine. I just can't turn up the brightness all the way because it's failed. But it is what it is. Behringer still won't send me a screen so I can repair it myself. And I'm not sending the synth back. I'm not doing that. Anyway, maybe if I bought a brand new one, I sent it back to where I bought it, they'd probably send me a brand new one because they don't like sending stuff back to Germany. But yeah, and then I'm just not shipping it out. It works fine. It still sounds good. And like I said in my past videos, I've used the editor librarian that Behringer released for free for the DeepMind 12, and it works great. I can go in and I actually like it better because I can go in and tweak the effects a lot easier. Now, as far as the onboard stuff with all the levers and the knobs and stuff on the DeepMind 12, it's great. It's all hands-on. I can understand why people said that it's very Juno 106-esque, but it's nothing like the Juno 106. Completely different bird. Anyway, back to the video.
Tap and solo, and that's them cleared. And the same thing with the mute. You can mute the channels you want. And again, to clear them, just hit tap and mute.
So it's very hands-on like most drum machines, and I like that. I like the fact that it has all of the inputs and outputs, volume controls. I just like that. I'm very excited about it. I can't see what that says. It says hi. Oh, hit the like button, folks. Thank you. Yes, please hit like, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and you'll get notifications when Synth Hefner and Echo Craft go live. I'm just going to fast forward just a little bit more on this. And we're going to go to the mixer section because that's what I wanted to talk about right here.
Little retro mixer section here, which is obviously very straightforward, and we can use the faders to mix the drums.
Now, of course, you could do that on the TR-8S. You could do that on all drum machines, basically. But there's just so much more to this. And I'm really excited about it. I think they made this better than the Linn drum. Somebody shoot me if you... Seriously, somebody yell at me for that one. But I do. I think it's better than the Linn drum because it's more modern, right? Let's see. We'll go into the tuning panel now.
Tuning control for some of the drums. So we've got the snare. There's the toms.
There's Gizmo barking. Of course, he's not in tune.
There's the congas.
I have no idea what he's barking at. I got look a little something. My food for thought here, right? Where I live, it was built on originally it was built on an insane asylum / tuberculosis ward, yeah. So sometimes animals know like that there's spirits about them. So I don't know if he's seeing things or if he hears things, because there's nothing going on out there by the hall that he's barking at, and there's nobody in the hallway. Sometimes he'll wake up at night and just stare at the room. So yeah, so I might be living in a haunted area, I guess. I don't know if you believe in that stuff. I do. You know, not to get philosophical or anything, but you know, where do you go when you die, right? Like, I mean, this is just a skeleton. This is an exoskeleton, right? What happens to the spirit, right? Does it go somewhere? Who knows? Is it trapped somewhere? Do you feel to believe that you're not, that you're dead, so you roam the planet? I mean, who knows? Are you a residual where you just keep coming back and are you like a ghost of like basically that just keeps lurking? Like what? I don't know. My dog barks at stuff he looks at stuff in the middle of the night. He'll pop his head up and just start staring at things. Like I said, so I don't know what he's looking at. I don't know what he's doing. Right now he's chasing his tail because he's still a puppy and he does stupid shit like that. He's a good boy though. But anyway, I digress. So I love the fact that you can tune everything. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I love the fact that you can tune everything. I love the fact that you can, and then that was one of the things that people had asked Behringer about doing that. Let's see. Let me just go a little bit more. Here's another cool feature, the effects bus.
Okay, next up we have the effect bus with an analog wave designer and an analog filter with low pass and high pass. So to set it up, it's super easy. Simply press the send button and we can choose which drums we want to send. So I'll just go ahead and select them all.
So it does have an effect send on it, and I'm not seeing, I just want to see effects bus. Here we go.
Okay, so let's now have a look at the different banks we have. So the way it works is if you press tap and sample, it brings up the main sample bank here. And this is where all your samples are stored.
And there's a ton of samples.
Here you can see the default samples with the padlock icon.
So what I love about this too, apparently you can add your own samples. Let me see if I can, this is sample banks. Oh, look at this.
Now, Prince was really famous for tweaking his EPROMs to change the pitch on certain drums, and we can easily do that here. So here's the standard LM1 kit. Okay, so the really famous Prince sound starts with the side stick. Now, even though there's no tuning control up here for it, we can still tune it on the interface. So let's just navigate across to the tune, and now we can tweak it.
So I'm really looking forward to doing stuff like that. I can do that on the TR-8S to a point. I can do that on the Drum Brute Impact to a point. I can do that on the TR-8 to a point. I love drum machines. I have a bunch of them. I really think this is going to be cool. I'm very excited about it. And let's see what else we got here. I'm just going to sampling. Here we go. So this is what I wanted to talk about.
Check out one of the awesome features of the LM drum, and that is the onboard sampling. Because of course, this is way more than just a drum machine, it's also a vintage sampler. And I say vintage because it will give you 8 to 12-bit sampling, something that beat makers from hip-hop to EDM have long craved after. Now, whilst we can transfer samples directly from the computer to the LM drum using the Synth Tribe app, which is, without doubt, a very useful and time-saving feature.
Very cool.
There's still definitely something to be said for the old-school style of recording samples directly into the sampler. And that's because we can get creative with this technique. By pushing the input and recording the sample hot, the resulting sampling artifacts really help give drums a punchy and dynamic edge. A technique that was often used in the heyday of early 90s sampling music. So let me illustrate what I mean by this. So first off, I've connected an output from my interface to the recording input on the LM drum. Then if we hit the sampling button, the LM drum is now ready to record. So let's play the break and we can use the input control to set the gain and monitor the level on the screen. Now, like I said, I'm going to record this break pretty hot to get it sounding a bit more juicy. Then just press tap and yes to record, play the sample, and then hit yes again to finish. Then we can trim the input using the encoder. And this can also be done at any time in the settings, but it's useful to do it straight off the bat. Then we can trim the output. Then hit yes to trim. And we can also preview it, but I'll just go ahead and save it. Then we can name the sample.
So
Then hit.
I had an old school sampler. I had an ESI 32, which I believe was, it was an Ensoniq. Not Ensoniq, sorry. It was, oh my God. It was EMU ES32, ESI 32. It was a sampling unit, was really nice, two racks wide. It was really nice and it sounded great and I loved that sampler. It took floppy disks and then originally, and then I upgraded it to zip disks. I don't know if anybody remembers zip disks. So it gave you 100 megabytes of sampling. Back then it was great. I was able to sample stuff across the keyboard to get different tunings and stuff. And I love the fact that this allows you to do the same thing. I still haven't demoed and reviewed the Wolfie that Samurai gave me a couple of months ago, which I need to do. And I keep forgetting to get to it. Ever since this happened with the eye thing, it's been a little bit difficult. But I intend to get to it to talk a little bit about sampling because I used to love sampling stuff. But yeah, man, the LM drum, pretty cool. Not too expensive. Classic Behringer price, $399 for all of that. How is it billed? I don't know. I don't have it. Probably going to be fine. Everything I have by Behringer is fine. The only gripe I have is that screen on the DeepMind 12. So yeah, I learned my lesson. I don't leave synthesizers on for over 72 hours. And if I do, I'm going to turn the screens down, whatever. I don't usually leave my gear on anyway for that amount of time anymore. That was a dumb move by me. Probably shouldn't have happened, but it did. So now I'm dealing with it. And I've talked about that in the past. So yeah, pretty cool drum machine. Very excited about it. It perked my gas up. Undoubtedly, I'm going to go and see if it's available right now. Let's do that. You know what I always say? Peace.